What I'm going to share with you today is hand drumming. Hand drumming from Ghana. Well, Ghana is a very big country in music. In size, it's very small, but in music or drumming, it's a very big country. But people of Accra, who are called the Gas, play with their hands. And the hands technique is more important because that's what makes the drum sound better. We learn the technique of the drumming, and also we learn the techniques to make the sound better. Now this one drum that I have here holding up is called Obo. It's a master drum for my father's spiritual music. And it has 5 sounds on it. Not only Obo, but we have Chuinshin, which is a social drum, or hand drums that we have as a Ghana people have 5 sounds on them. The 5 sounds, we use them in about a measure. You can use 5 sounds, and that would sound like when one person is playing, it will sound like 2, 3 people. And many use their hands in Ghana. When you go across the country, you can hear hand drums, but not all of them use the 5 sounds. But what I'm going to share with you or teach you is the 5 sounds and how to use them. This is a drum. This drum is called Obo. Like I said, Obo means the master, the higher standard drum. And the skin on it is a deer skin. And then the shell was carved from a wood that we call Trinebois. They call it Trinebois, means drum wood. But the real name is called Sasab. Now they carved the shell, put holes around it, and put pegs in them. And the pegs, we attach ropes to the skin, from the peg to the skin. And that stretches the skin on the shell. Now hit it like this, and every master drummer takes a drum, will hit it like this to see if the drum sounds okay. When it doesn't sound good to you, you take a hammer, which I have a hammer here. In America, we use a hammer, but in Ghana, we use a rock. Everybody have a special rock that he uses for tuning the drum. And you hit the pegs. When you hit the pegs, the strings pull the skin tight on the shell, which makes the sound higher. So for instance, like this. You can hear it when I'm pounding it. You can hear the sound already going high. And then you hit it again, and then it's the sound you want. It means the drum is tuned. And then the 5 sounds. Let me demonstrate the 5 sounds for you to see. They have names. I'm going to tell you all the names. Syllables wise, we sing them like ping, ping, ting, ping. What I mean is the first sound of the song. The first sound of a drum, which every master drummer takes the drum and play to test the drum, is this. And this is what we sing, pim, 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 pim. Now, with two hands, pin, 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 pin. Now, I will do this and then later tell you how to make your hands to sound the drum. And then we have another sound. I'm not going to tell you number one, number two, number three. No, we don't do that. I'll tell you we have another sound which you can squeeze your thumb on your hand like this and then move it to the center, raise it up and and that's we're singing tune, 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 tune with my hand, with two hands. Now we have another one that we sing it. Peep, 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 peep. It's the same like the beginning one, the what we call the original tone of the drum. Painting, painting, but you press your hands. And peep, 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 peep with two hands. Peep, 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 peep. Now that's three. We have another one that you cup your hand like this. You cup your knuckle like this. Now we're gonna go do a close camera thing, and I will properly do it for you to see. But you cup your hand like this. You put a hole in your hand, like the guys don't call it hand drum. We call it a palm drum. So most of it is you play with your palm. Now, then your palm, put a hole there, stretch these knuckles down, bend them, and then bend these knuckles. You raise up your thumb a little bit. You hit this part of your hand on the edge. And then that sound, ma, 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 we sing it that way. Madam, 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 with two hands. Madam, 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 madam. With two hands, you sing madam, madam. Then you sing madam, 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 madam. You press your hands, and we have pata, pata, pata. Pata, 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 pata. And these are the five sounds. Ping, ting, ping, ting, ping. Goon, doon, goon, doon, goon. Piti, piti, piti. Madam, madam, madam. Pata, pata, pata. When you learn how to play these sounds properly, you don't have to go and buy my CD to learn how to make music. You learn how to play them, you can make your own drumming music. And that is all what is it to it. You learn how to do it. But these sounds have names, real names. In my language, when we say ping, ting, ping, ting, ping, the real name is milebi, which means the original tone of a drum, milebi. Now, the one we have with squeezing your thumb, say gudu, gudu, gudu. Now, the real name is minshimo. It means you hitting inside the drum, minshimo. And then we have a piti, 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 piti. The real name is pressing, nyemo, nyemo, pressing, nyemo, pressing. And then we have mara, 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 mara. The real name mara, 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 mara is ayawa. Ayawa means brass. Because if you use a brass, we used to have which I think old folks in Accra we have lots of big brass bowls, and they keep their fabrics and things in it. And then I remember when I was a kid, we used to take it to the ocean, and sometimes and shine it with lemon and sea salt, and then you hit it on the ground. That's the way it sounds. Brass, like ayawa. That's why we call it ayawa. Ayawa brass, mada, 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 mada. And then pata, pata, we call it blamo. Blamo means tearing. So somebody play, and I'm around watching somebody play. So this guy is good. He play ayawa, play ayawa, play, and then they start tearing. tearing, man. So, and it's really and that's what we play. We keep all these things to memory, the name and the way it sounds, so that we can sing it and learn more how to play. Now, if you learn how to sing it, all this, even in the syllables, you learn piti piti mada mada mashi mada shi mashi mashi mada mada. Then when you learn how to do that, and you pass it and you hear somebody playing the drum, you can, automatically get the phrase and start singing it on the way. You get home, you steal people's phrase. You get home, you get to your drum, you'll play that, because we learn what we play from singing and put it on the drum. Now I'm gonna go close up and then show you the technique, how you make your hands to make each sound. Um, the pinting pinting, which is the original tone of the drum, this is how you make the sound. You get your fingers straight or your knuckles straight. I don't mean stiff it or put too much tension, but just let it straight. It go straight. Let them go straight, and then raise up your thumb a little bit so that it can strengthen the back of your hand. Now you don't want to hit the center of the drum. No, it's not gonna sound pinting pinting. That's what the sound we want. You don't want to bring it all the way to the edge here. It will hurt and it won't make the good sound. But you want to leave a little space between the center of the drum and your fingertips, with your fingers are stretched, and then you raise them up. When it's gonna fall, you snap from your wrist like this. With your fingers, not stiff, but just let stretch them so that they won't be bending like this. And then you hit, leave a little space between the center of the drum and your fingertips, and raise your hands up. When it's gonna fall, you snap from your wrist like this. And then we go to gudu 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 gu, and this is how you do it. You get your thumb squeeze a little bit like this to get this part of your hand more like a cushion, and then still keep your knuckles all straight. Squeeze it, move it forward into the center or past the edge, and raise them up when they're gonna fall. This time you don't snap from your wrist. You just raise them on and let it fall on it. Let it fall on it. I don't want you to bounce it. You're trying to know. That's not what I'm doing. If you let it fall properly, it will bounce itself. That's right. Now put a little tension on your hand. Put a little tension. You're not moving your wrist. I don't want you to move your wrist in this one. That's right. Good, 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 good. That's what we're playing. Now, you get your thumb squeeze again. I want you to know again. Now, squeeze it like this, and then move your hands forward past the edge, and then let it fall. So we have two of them now, pinting, 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 which you leave a little space between the center of the drum and your fingertips, and then you raise them up, and then snap from your wrist. And this, you don't move your wrist, you just squeeze your thumb, and and these are the two sounds. Beating, 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 gudu, gudu, gudu. You can use these two sounds in playing something like, see, or like or play one hand and different beats from the other hand, and you go with your left hand forward like this, because that one will play the doon 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 doon, and this will play the pin 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 pin. So you can do. There are lots of things that you can do with the two sounds. Now let's go to the third sound, uh, or the other sound, pity 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 pity. The same like, but you press your hand. This one you raise it up, and when it's gonna fall, you start from your wrist. This one, and then press. You know, whip and press, whip and press. See, you know, pity pity pity. So now we got the three sounds. You go. Gudu gudu piti 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 piti. Gudu gudu piti 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 piti. Or you go. See, now you play it slow, and it goes like this. Now remember this, you don't move your wrist. You don't. You just, and your hands will never crash. Crash, you know. Some people think when they're doing something like their hands are going to crash, and they start doing. No, 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 no. Your hands are not going to crash. And all the hands, both hands have their position. So when you're here, this is their position. You don't play like this. You play like this, an angle like this. You know, and then and then these are the three sounds. And then let's add one more sound to it. Mada mada mada, and I'll show you how you can make it. Now, get your hand, your finger spread a little bit like this, and put a hold. You know, get your palm or your knuckles bend, which will bring the hold in your palm. Your thumb are always up a little bit. You know, and then this knuckles, little knuckles here, should be straight. You don't bend these knuckles in drumming at all. Whatever sound you play, these knuckles should be straight. The little one, and then you bend the big knuckles. Now, what you're gonna do is you're gonna hit here, like here, this part of your hand on the edge. Sometimes when I say on the edge, some people think is where the ring is. No, the edge of the drum is here. So here you're gonna hit with here, here on the edge here, and then this part of your hand, not the tip, but here where the lines are here, we hit wherever it will reach. So you raise up your hand and snap from your wrist. There's no need to put tension on your hand, stiff your hand. No, your fingers should be like this, normal, not relaxed. Some people do. No, 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 no. That's not good. You keep it normal, straight. When I say relax, I don't mean like this or like that. No, it's like this. I'm not slanting, doing anything like that. If you keep doing this, something like this, you will you will hurt this fragile finger joint there. You're gonna hurt it. No, you can't do that. So that place don't even touch the drum when you're doing that. There's gonna be alley here. There's a road here that you have to go through. Here, here, you don't close it. You don't do this. You do that. Then, the first sound, pinty, 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 and then they go, and then, and then. So this is how you get mada, mada, mada. You cup your hand like this, you know, like this. If you look, you can see that you hold it, and then you hit here on the edge there. You can do it, if you do it that way, you can play soft. Some people think drums are too loud. This is it's kind of brainwash thing, but drums can be played like any other instrument that they play soft and you can play loud. You can play and you can play loud. You can play as loud as you can. The harder you snap, the louder the drum sound. If you play gudu gudu gudu, and you push it from your shoulder, and from your elbow, you move it from your elbow, but your shoulder is in. It will sound louder, it sound softer, sound louder. I'm not changing positions, not because I want to play soft. I will change the position. Then you're gonna change the sound, but the same position. And then, okay, let's go to pata pata pata, which is the last one. It's the same technique you use in mada mada mada. You use the same technique in pata 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 pata. See, all you do is press your hands. That's the way our drumming is. If you want pity pity pity, you use pinting 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 and press your hands into the drum, and it will give you pity pity pity. And you gotta hear it too. It's sounding the way you're singing it. So this is but mada 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 mada. If I want pata pata pata, I'll press my hand and snap that the same, but press it. Delay it on the drum. This is a little bit resonate because you hit it like that, but then it will you delay it a little bit, and it will give you pata pata pata. Or you're gonna snap from here too, from the big knuckles there, and they can give you pata 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 pata. These are the 5 techniques, and then I'll see you later. How people drum faster, and we fill the space. We use sounds and fill the space. Now we use that pata 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 in filling spaces, because the drumming that I'm trying to share with you or teach you, we play without leaving spaces and phrasing. Let's take something like if I want to play something like that, I cannot play it that because my hands goes faster. And the magicians say hands are more faster than the eyes. And so hands itch and arms itch to do something. So the style of our drumming, we do it so that we won't leave spaces. What we do is you double your hand, you rotate your hand, you fill the spaces. If I'm gonna play that, I'm gonna do it And what I'm doing is I'm playing another rhythmic beats between there with the pata pata, silent pata pata, not too loud. You see, I'm not. My hands with age. I wanted to play more. My hands so fast like Muhammad Ali. So I want, and that's the way God people draw. Okay, now let's review the five techniques now. Again, for you to know, the first sound is painting, painting, painting. The milegbe, the original tone of the drum, and it's you can see that my hands don't hit the center or the edge, but leave a little space between the center and your fingertips. And you play full fingers. That's what I mean. Full fingers, yeah. And then now let's go to gudu 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 gudu. Squeeze your thumb again and make a hole in your hand and let it have a cushion here. And then yeah. And like I said, when you're doing things like this, every hand has its position on the drum. You don't think your hands are gonna crash. Don't think that way. Just you put, and drumming is one hand after another. You don't drum with both hands at the same time. Sometimes some things sound that way, but it's never with both hands. It won't sound anything like, no, it won't sound that way. It won't sound good. So, good, do, good, do, good, do. Let's go to piti, piti, piti. Now the same technique of pinting, pinting, pinting. Just press your hands in the drum. Yeah, and the piti, 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 piti. Let's go to mada, 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 mada. The one that I call it ayawa, brass. Yeah, mada, 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 mada. Mada, 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 mada. And then let's go to pata, 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 pata. The one I call blamo, which means tearing, tearing. Yeah. And so when you play, you can play um, three together like you know, and you playing about four in one measure, and then we play things like that. We use it in play things like that. So yeah, now I'll tell you if you tell you a little stories of the history about what we use drums for. Drums are used in my society, of course, where I came from. My father was a medicine man, an American would say that. I would say one chick who performed spiritual ceremonies with drumming, dancing, and singing. Oh, if I say one chick, it means the father of the spirits. And they perform the ceremonies with drumming, dancing, and singing. And drums go, or drumming goes with singing. Whatever music we play, there have to be a singing, and they have to be drumming and singing. there's no music of drums without singing. Every time there's drumming, singing should be there. And we hold it. Yeah. And the drumming also uh, have to be danced to. We don't do drumming without dancing. Every drumming that we do, singing have to be in it, and dancing have to be with it. And so now let me show you uh, one of my what we call proverbs, or what we say talking. People talk, or people say, um, Africans speak on the give um, sign, or give signal, or messages with the drum. And it is the drum wouldn't talk like I'm talking, but the sound and the beats, the rhythm of talking, that's what we put on the song. Let's go, and I will play something and tell you what they are. In my father's spiritual thing, before we invoke, before they possessed, or the spirit come on them, the drums invoke the spirits to come on somebody. And so, like my father's spiritual thing, the name is what the drum will call. The praises is what the drum will say. So now, um, I will say some things and tell you what they are. Or pencil drew, or pencil drew, that's what I'm saying. Or pencil drew means somebody with a lot of spiritual medicine. Somebody who carries a lot of power of spirit. Or pencil drew. Or pencil drew moanyado, moaquanto. That's um, the pencil drew. It means the person with a lot of medicine. Congratulations. And before we play that, even we, the master drummer, will call himself and welcome everybody before we do that. And this is how we do it. The divine master drummer welcomes you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So these are the things that we, when they say the drum will talk, it will speak voice like I'm saying, but the beat and the rhythm of the word, that's what the drum say. Yeah. Katakatausu, wabuasu. This is also a proverb that say, cover yours and talk about somebody else. And somebody with a bad habits or bad children are very bad. She doesn't talk about that. But when she sees somebody's children being bad, they talk about it. So that's why people will tell her, cover yours and talk about somebody else. And we have praises, appellations, and proverbs, and with the drum. Uh, uh, and drumming is not only for spiritual purpose. And what people get mixed up with in this country is um, social music and traditional music. Now we have separated everything in this country But in Ghana, there's no separation between arts. You know, carvers carve the drummers play, and all of the things that it is in the arts, the medicine people use it for their shrine and other things. And so drumming is always important in the society. The mistake we always, I don't, maybe I shouldn't call it a mistake, but messages that we send to outside Africa or outside our countries is because the British or people came in and they named the things that we have because the communication wasn't very clear those days. So they give names like in drumming, like, oh, what they play is all witchcraft music or evil spirits or the witch doctor, they invoking the witch doctor and things like that. Now we have different kinds of music and for different kinds of occasions. We have traditional, pure traditional music for warriors that they do. We have traditional social music that like for a birthday party, but it's traditional music because it's been played for so many years ago. We have a music for invoking the spirits. We have all kinds of different, but we called them traditional and some are social music. But they are the same traditional music because somebody created a music about 200 years ago and which society kept and preserved. It's a traditional music. Like with jazz, jazz was created by African Americans who started the jazz, but now it's a traditional music for Americans. And so Africans have that. You know, we can create something out of a traditional music, and which has been created for a long time. Even something that was created about 60 years ago, we can call it because it has a traditional influence in it. And so drums are part of that. Most of our music were taken out of drumming, and I still do that. I still take traditional drumming, put notes on them, and then they form a music, a song that I would say I compose it. Now, with all the techniques that we have, you've seen, um, let's show you how um, you can use it, or we're gonna play a music that we the guys, you know, from Accra, but the guys got them from people that the British brought from Liberia to come and work for them in Accra. They brought this music, um, and we adopted it, the people of Accra. We put our own traditional style of drumming in it, but that's that's what that you can use all the five technique and the sounds in it. Um, and also after this, many people ask me about if you say they go like this. If you say your father is a spiritual person or one chair or whatever you call him and celebrates um, ceremonies with drumming and dancing, we have never heard you play. So I'm gonna take initiative to show you how it's played, and and you know uh, this is how you start. First the bells, the female and male bell. Will the male start first, the lower sounding bell, and then the female improvise on top, the higher one, sound voice, and a song will come in, and I think the song comes first. Yeah, sorry, the song comes first, and then the bell starts, or the bell starts, and then the three drums all start at the same time. Or the master drummer will call the bell first, give the bell the pattern they were gonna play, and that kind of music. They do that, and then they start the singing will go on, and then the drums start to it. Now, for Oge, which is social music, that one we adopted from Liberia. For that, the bell, the finger bell starts first, and Oge comprises like slow and fast. Um, so we start with the slow, and the bell starts, and then we have another twin bell, and then they come on, they start playing that, and then the master drummer starts and the supporting drum. They also use we also use three drums in that. The same like my father's spiritual and that. But we use different kinds of drum. My father's spiritual music. This is the master drum that we use. Um, it's called Brenton. But we use twin sheen. So you're gonna hear my father's spiritual music first, and then after